Hello, everybody, and welcome to Swindler's Den and our new campaign, which is called Glory of the Giants. This is a game, a homebrew game, inspired by the new source book from Dungeons & Dragons, Glory of the Giants. Not a sponsor, but I figured, hey, it's got the same title. Might as well tell you why it has the same title. But yes, we are here today with some players that some are new, some are returning, and some are not here yet, and we will meet them in later sessions. Their character just isn't in the story quite yet, so we will figure out who that is in the future. But I guess we should actually let me do some announcements first. There's not many. We have one other campaign running currently, the Curse of Strahd, which shows up on Fridays in your YouTube feed as a premiere. So you can join us during the premiere, and you'll see people talking, live reacting to it. Otherwise, it is on YouTube after that as well. You just watch it as a video and enjoy it on your own time. Spelljammer, if you have not heard, is currently on hiatus because Grizzlock, the DM, is having a baby. He's become a father, so he's going to take some time to enjoy being a father, being with his family, before getting back to running us idiots through that. So we don't know exactly when they'll come back yet, but it'll be a little while. And that's why this campaign is coming in to take its place, to stomp it into the ground with its giant foot. Other than that, just follow the socials. But let me introduce my players. We're just gonna introduce you guys for who you are. You can talk about where they can find you if you have other social media outlets that you take part in. If not, that's fine. But we'll save our character introductions for a little bit later. I don't know what the layout looks like, so I'm just going to start with how my Discord looks. We're going to start with Barely, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey there. I am Barely Caffeinated. You can find me over at Crits and Coffee on YouTube. I guess I'm the community member that Grizz had mentioned. I've been watching Swindler's Den for a very long time now, so I'm very excited to be here.
All right. And next we'll go with DrPhage.
Hello, I'm DrPhage or Adam. People may call me that on here. I am a returning guest for Swindler's Den. Baka has been kind enough to include me on his campaigns that he's been running over here. Yeah, this is my main streaming outlet. I'm also on a podcast with some of these fine folks as well at the Interdimensional Library.
Yes, you can find that on all streaming platforms like I wanted to say Instagram, that's not right. What's the one I listen to? Spotify. I think it's on Apple Podcasts. I'm sure most places where you have a podcast catcher. But speaking of Interdimensional Library, we have another player from there, new player to Swindler's Den. It's Kyle.
Who? It's me, Kyle. Hi. Hello.
Hello. And Kyle doesn't want you talking to him outside of this, so don't look for him ever anywhere. No.
Don't find me. I will throw punches.
He's a puncher and he's a biter. And before we start today's campaign, we're going to take a little detour up to the north of the Sword Coast, up past the Spine of the World, to Icewind Dale, and even further past the 10 towns to a familiar place to some people that have been on this channel, the Reghead Glacier. We fly over the tundras as we see a giant boulder hurling through the air. And as it's hurling through the air, suddenly it collides as an arcane shield forms in front of it, and it explodes into multiple pebbles. We then see more things being thrown in the shield's path. An enormous spear connects with the shield and splinters against the arcane force. We see as a large group of frost giants are making their way towards this rock outcropping where this arcane shield is over the top, protecting above the rock so nothing comes over the top of it as they assault the small rock outcropping, where two smaller figures huddle, trying to defend themselves from the frost giants descending upon them. We see as one figure seems to be focusing all of his energy into this arcane shield, which even now is cracking and beginning to shatter from the immense force of all these objects being thrown against it. The other smaller figure is taking out a knife, and he makes a stabbing motion in the air, but instead of just cleaving through the air, it stops as it hits a moment, and he begins to pull it downwards, tearing a rift into space itself as he quickly, as quick as he can, tries to rip through space and time. The giants are getting closer and closer before a rift opens, and just as the arcane shield shatters with another boulder smashing into it, they get into this portal and it seals back up, and they are gone. One of the larger of the frost giants, he's wearing a helm with these swooping mammoth tusks on either side, and two more sets going up, smaller as they go up. Long white beard, very like ice blue colored skin, wears a suit of armor made out of dragon scales, white dragon scales. As he turns around, battle-worn face, snarling, as he says, "We've driven them off, Queen. The small folk won't be a problem for us now." As he says this, a even taller giantess stands at the back, flanked by three shorter giantesses. They all wear these long flowing robes, darker in color, a lot of blacks and purples, hoods up over their heads, and you can see it's not as ice blue as the frost giants, but like a paler blue skin. And as we turn to see who he's addressing, her eyes are fogged over as if storm clouds are rolling through them, as she addresses him back with, "Good. Your king would be happy that we can continue with the excavation of the glacier. You understand the importance of retrieving the artifact within. Of course, we're close to the tower now, and we can call for you once we get there. Yes, the arcane shield that surrounds that tower will be hard to break, but it should be easy enough for me. Just call when you are ready. Until then," she turns to the other three giantesses with her. "Daughters, let's return to Maelstrom. Your father will want to hear of the progress." As she takes a couple steps, dark clouds begin to swirl around her, and she herself almost seems to form into this giant storm cloud as it begins to take off through the air. Her daughters, their robes seem to melt into these long feathered wings, as these three large dark colored birds with four wings, two larger ones and two smaller ones in the back, take flight after her. Lightning crackling in between their wings as they surround this giant storm cloud, making its way down the Sword Coast. But that's not where our story is starting. That's just the world at large. Our story starts in a cellar in Neverwinter, as our group has made their way through looking for a mystery that they've been a part of. In front of all of you, as we move to this cellar, is something you weren't entirely expecting. You knew that there was some kind of parasite-esque thing causing disease in Neverwinter that's being spread, and you've come to find them as being rot grubs. But there is something else down here as well that seems to be mothering this brood of rot grubs. As we get into this combat, let's roll initiative.
Oh, son of a
monkey liquor.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. What did our other two players get?
I got a 3.
A 3, very good. Kyle?
I got a 17.
A 17, nice. Some of us are on the money. So with that, we will actually start with the person that was heading up this investigation to find the source of this disease. Barely, if you want to describe your character, what they are doing in the moment, and go ahead with your turn.
Sure. So Siegfried was sent here to Neverwinter to deal with a disease, and he is a 6-foot human with unnaturally blonde hair, very blonde, and almost shimmers white in the sunlight. He wears cream white colored robes with some red and black interspersed throughout, and also wears some chainmail on top of that. Siegfried is going to...
And I will just say, it might be hard to see, but there's 2 bodies down here, and those seem to be being crawled with the grubs themselves. And then there's the larger one towards the back.
Okay. Siegfried is going to... he begins to speak in a different language. He says, Centre dolorum clamantis deum, and casts Sacred Flame at the one on the right.
The swarm on the right here?
Yes.
All right, so they have to make a dex save, is that correct?
Yes.
They rolled a 16.
All right.
See, as this flame begins to produce on this body, the grubs just crawling deeper to avoid taking any of it. As the corpse itself seems to take more of the damage than the grubs inside.
And then can he just step forward and he's just going to hold his shield up? And,
all right.
That'll be the end of his turn.
Sounds good. From there, we move to Kyle. Describe your character and take your turn.
So, Kevhorn is also a 6-foot, not a human. He is a half-elf with all white hair, is strung up in braids coming up to a bun at the end, or at the back. And he is also wearing a chainmail shirt, but is adorned with gold accents, mainly blue and a sea green-ish color. But Kevhorn's just gonna charge in for the big boy.
The big boy. He's kind of in that weird space there, so yeah, you can stand there and still hit him.
Okay. I will
just for layout purpose, aesthetic purposes, I put him in the center until he takes his turn.
I'm going to just poke it with a trident.
All right, take your trident and poke him.
Poke him?
Poke him.
Poke him. Poke him. I did not poke him.
You did not.
I hit I rolled a 9.
Rolled a 9. That is gonna miss. As you charge forward, your movement is just very telegraphed, and it moves its large maggot-like body out of the way of the points of this trident. Anything else from you?
No.
Not a good start for our heroes, but let's see if they can make up for it as the rot grubs take their turn. They're just little baby boys. Let's see what they have 0 perception. So actually, they are going to continue to eat from this body. They knew enough to move away from the heat, but they aren't aware enough to know that there's somebody else here until you actually start messing with them, possibly. But the larger creature seems to know that you are here, especially because you just tried to stab him. He is going to move forward on Kevhorn, and he's going to take 2 attacks on you. One with these weird tentacle appendages that are underneath its snapping maw, and then one with the maw itself. The first one, probably going to miss with an 11.
No hit.
No hit, as you bring your trident back, are able to keep the tentacles away from you. And because of that, you were also able to keep the bite away from you as he rolls an 8 on the bite. This is a good combat to start with. Round 1, 0 hits. Let's see if Benjamin can change that. Sorry, DrPhage. I spoiled the character.
Oh no. Yes, I am playing Benjamin Colana Jr. He's not 6 foot. I didn't know that was going to be a thing. I would have made him taller. He's only 5'10". He has, I guess he's really the odd man out in many different ways. Shorter, he has very dark brown, almost black hair, very curly, kind of pushed back right now. And is very under armored compared to everyone else, wearing just some light leather armor and has a hawk familiar kind of hanging out next to it. Ooh. But I am going to start by bonus action summoning my Chain of the Deep.
Of course. I just remembered I didn't get anything for it, so we'll just use your old spiritual weapon as the item right now.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Look at that.
I'm gonna drop it right next to the big.
Yeah, I'll give you control here in just a second. There you go.
Got it. Perfect. So Benjamin motions, and a spectral anchor kind of falls out of the ceiling with this long, swirling chain next to it. And I'm going to start with taking a swing on the big grub with that.
Ooh.
That's probably going to miss with only a 10. Good grief.
We're doing good, gang. That is a miss.
Good grief.
Turn one's just a wash. It's just a positioning turn.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I got other things. I'm going to do... then I'm going to action use Mind Sliver on it. I'm going to need an intelligence saving throw from this creature.
Let me tell you, it's the smartest thing around. Oh god,
I'm
just look at
sure
his
it
intelligence
is.
score. 13.
13 is my DC.
I wanna tell you guys right now, just because this turn has been so bad all the way around, it has a -5 to its intelligence.
I'm sure. Yeah.
It has a 1 for its intelligence score.
And that's why I did that instead of trying to do anything else. Okay. I'm going to then have Huey, my hawk familiar, fly over and essentially give the help action for the next person who attacks the big grub.
Okay.
However, I don't have control over him, but that's what he's doing.
Oh, that's right. He's new. Huey's new. Sorry, I was last second setting everything up, gang. So
all right.
Not everything is perfect. Oh, speaking of not everything being perfect, the map's small right now. I know. The person who is recording it's Grizz. So he's not as PC because he's again being a father to be. So he's not here to change the map scaling. That should change in the future, but for right now, not so much. So we have it on there. It's just very, very small. So you'll have to listen to how we're describing things more than looking at the map. It is there, but so anyway, Huey, what are you doing, son?
Huey's just giving the help action to whoever's attacking it next. So next attack roll on it will have advantage.
Huey and the Four Seasons. I who knows Huey in the news. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't remember.
We're back to the top of the order. Siegfried, let's start anew. Nothing happened.
Truly.
Siegfried will just quickly say, "Worry not, friends. We have this." And he begins to chant and says, "Inimici me reple desperation," and casts Bane. And I need a charisma saving throw.
From all three, I assume?
Yes.
All right.
This is the first level.
10 for the large one.
That'll fail.
A natural 20 for one of them for 15.
That'll
and
succeed.
The other one gets a natural, or not natural, it gets a -2.
Cool. So the two of them fail and the natural 20 succeeds then.
All right. Let's get a Bane icon on these folks. I don't know what Bane's supposed to look like. An eyeball? There we go.
And if I can flavor it, this black, green, and yellow, white smoke begins to surround them.
Very nice. Yeah, like you see the the larger one kind of recoil as it gets weakened a little bit by this spell that Siegfried casts. Can't really tell what the other grubs are doing. They're just kind of having a day in their carcasses. Anything else from Siegfried?
That'll be all.
All right, Kevhorn, it's back to you.
Kevhorn's gonna pack it up because everyone's missing. Kevhorn will poke it again.
Poke it again.
You do have advantage this time from
You do. You do.
Yeah, let me roll 2 nat ones. Just 1 second.
Get him out of the way. Kyle. The series is canceled, guys. You know, we had a
Cancel
great
before it
run.
begins.
Look,
I rolled 2 3s.
look, you know, we really tried. Thanks, Baka, for coming up with a really cool thing. I just don't think it's going to work out.
I think we pack it in. Okay,
we gotta go, y'all.
Kevhorn, you.
Hey Siegfried, thanks for the job, but I gotta go, dude.
My mom's calling.
Mom says it's din time. I gotta go, bro.
All right.
Oh goodness.
Luckily, the rat grubs are still kind of just hanging out, but the big guy is not. He does have Bane, so it's a minus a D4 from his attacks, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. He's gonna go after Kevhorn again. He's gonna miss with his first one. The tentacles miss, and if I can pick up my D4, the bite is also gonna miss. So the good thing is they're also not doing anything. Bad thing is this combat's gonna take the whole session.
We're just dancing at this point.
Oh, good gravy.
All right. With that, it is back to Benjamin.
Okay, I'm going to try to attack with my anchor again.
All right.
Okay, that's at least better. That's a 12 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
Okay, great, cool. This is very good, very good. We're doing so swell, y'all.
We're a great team.
Let me check something real quick.
We're level 3 game. This isn't a level 1 struggle fest. This is a level 3 struggle fest.
Oh goodness. I'm gonna try Mind Sliver again because that's
Okay.
at least. It also has a minus D4 on that as well.
Minus D4, so it has a -5 minus a D4 as well. Okay. It rolled 7.
Great. It takes 5 psychic damage.
Woo!
First damage of the campaign.
Damn it! 5 psychic
It
damage.
also now, on its next saving throw, will have an additional D4 subtracted from it.
All right, additional D4 subtracted from a saving throw, so 2 D4s. Because Bane
Huey's
activates saving throws, right? Also,
I
yes.
believe so.
Yeah.
All right. Huey.
He was going to do the same thing, just going to continue giving the help action essentially to Kevhorn.
Okay. Sounds good. We are back. We're back up to Siegfried.
Siegfried's gonna pull out his mace and he's gonna take a swing at this one on the right.
All right.
That is a 5.
That is a 5. Unfortunately, a 5 does miss. As you smash down this carcass in a place where there isn't any of the grubs, and they start to squirm out onto your mace. Anything else from you?
That's it.
All right. It will then be Kevhorn.
Okay, come on, buddy. You can do it. I have the utmost faith in you. We've gotten some damage off at least.
Please be good.
Anything. Okay, you still have advantage.
You still have advantage.
Okay, that's better. It's a good thing I had advantage because I rolled in that one.
Oh my gosh. We're supposed to fight giants? This is the crew that's gonna fight giants? We're supposed to help with this problem? Hopefully not.
Okay, I rolled a 16.
Okay, that will hit. Somewhere between a 12 and a 16 hits. How much damage did you do?
4.
4 points of damage.
Oh wait, I lied. It's a 4 plus 4, 8.
8. Okay. A little better. I was gonna be a little concerned.
Oh god. I'm crying.
As you finally stab into this thing with your trident, it squeals out in pain as some kind of bile comes out of it. Ew. Anything else from you?
Hopefully more where that came from.
Hopefully more where that came from. That's all we can really ask for, to be honest. So with that, it is the grubs' turn as they begin to swarm onto Siegfried. Hey, get in there. I need you to be a little bit higher up on the Siegfried, you need to move for a second, sorry. There we go, we got bugs on you. They are going to start to try and bite you as they start climbing onto your hand. They rolled a 2. So fortunately, you're pretty well armored enough that they aren't able to get at you right away. And the other ones are still hanging out, being baned in their carcass. But then we move to the larger one, who's going to retaliate at Kevhorn for the stab. I rolled a natural 1, so that's a miss from it as well. On the first swing, it gets 2, I forgot. Second one, probably still gonna miss. What is your modifier, son?
My AC.
15 to hit.
My AC is 18.
18. Very good. The Bane saved you. As it's unable to, as you hold it off with your trident as it comes to try and bite you again. We then move to Benjamin.
Okay, we're gonna start with the anchor. Okay, yeah. That's a 23.
That will hit.
Okay, good times. That is 6 cold damage.
6 cold damage.
Yeah.
As you just hear like the sound of an anchor chain moving through water as it concusses into the side of this thing.
I think then is Siegfried in any danger if I target the grubs on him?
No, you can target the grubs by themselves, yep.
Then I'm actually going to try to do an Eldritch Blast at the grubs on Siegfried. Maybe that'll hit. That's a 13.
A 13 will hit the grubs.
Great. That is, really nice. 9 damage to them.
9 big damage.
And then I am going to use my Repelling Blast and move them 10 feet away from me / Siegfried, so they are no longer in his space.
Very nice. We'll move them here. as a lot of the swarm drops dead as this concussive blast hits them, and the rest go flying, scattering across the floor as they start to search for something to eat.
I think we're starting to get a rhythm here, boys. And Huey's going to give the help action again for whoever's attacking the big grub.
All right. It is then back to Siegfried.
Awesome. And Siegfried will just say, "Thank you, friend. and then run forward, and he is going to cast Inflict Wounds
Ooh.
at first level, and he will say, Centre Dolorem il mater petulit.
This is at advantage.
I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. And that is 24 necrotic damage.
Yes, that will hit with a 16 and do 24 necrotic. Very big hit. As this thing like withers to your touch, you can feel as like the life is just leaving its body as it tries to recoil, but the necrotic energy keeps sapping into it, taking its life force away. It is still standing barely. Next, Cavhorn.
Yayo.
Ayo. This is just a normal roll this time, no advantage because Siegfried took your advantage from you. Which, I mean, it's good.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12 without modifiers or with modifiers?
With modifiers.
Oh, that's gonna miss.
Okay. You know,
So,
can't
I
let-
This is
assume
my
that's your
first
turn.
job.
My first job.
You guys are making me nervous.
All right, then we will move to the grubs. Let's see what their terrible perception can find them. A whole lot of nothing, that's for sure. So, because they rolled bad, I'm going to roll a d4 and I'll randomly decide which direction they move. Rolled a 4, which I guess fortunately, unfortunately, is towards you guys, but not directly towards you guys. As it like scoots closer towards the anchors, you can see all these grubs moving, making their way over there as the other grubs continue to eat. And the larger one is going to turn its attention towards Siegfried because he did not like that too much, but he is very weak. And it shows with his roll as he rolls a 12 on the first one
That'll miss.
and a actually pretty decent on the second one. Yeah, the second one is going to be a
Actually,
21.
my
Actually.
fighting style is protection. I can impose
Ooh.
disadvantage on that attack.
All right, I'll roll again, and it is going to now miss as he rolls a 13. Is it? Yeah, like
Yeah.
as this maw comes at you, it looks like it's going to connect. Kevhorn's able to get a shield in the way for you and stop the bite from landing. So then we move to Benjamin again.
Great. I think technically, this guy hasn't done a saving throw since my last Mind Sliver.
Yeah, he hasn't.
So I'm gonna do Anchor Chain on him first, see if that can
Alright.
take it out. That's not with a 2.
Nope.
I mean, goes up to a 7. Then I'm gonna do Mind Sliver on him again. So he's minus 2d4 on that.
He is. It wouldn't matter because he rolled an 8 and has like a -5. So
Great. He takes another
-2.
4 psychic damage.
4 psychic damage. Again, is recoil, like as it's trying to get a bite on Siegfried, it begins to recoil as its mind begins to be assaulted again. It is still standing.
Okay, Huey's just going to give advantage again.
All right, sounds good. We go back up to the top with Siegfried.
Awesome. Siegfried is going to say, I will no longer allow you to cause suffering with the Neverwinter. And he is going to cast Word of Radiance. I need a Constitution saving throw from...
All right,
Those
that's what. Oh, both. Okay, so the bigger one gets -2d4 from Mind Sliver and Bane. He rolled a natural 20, but rolled a 4 on both of his d4s, so it's 20 minus 8. Brings it down to 12 already, and then his con is +3, so 15 to save.
That'll succeed.
That'll succeed, unfortunately. But the pile of grubs, let's see what they get. They got a total of 12.
And that'll fail, and they will take 6 points of radiance damage.
6 as more of the grubs begin to burn up on their as they scoot across the floor, skitter, crawl, slither across the floor, reducing more of their numbers, but there are still some there, and you know with how potent this disease is, you can't let any of these escape. With that, we'll move back to Cavhorn.
Ooh, can he land another hit?
You have advantage
Find out
this
next
time.
time. Okay,
You're
maybe. I rolled a 21.
That will hit.
No, it's just the advantage had me roll a nat 1 again, so I was like, oh. Crazy. For 5.
For 5. You only needed 4. Do you want to describe how you killed this thing?
So it's like a. How does it look?
It's like an enormous larva
Yeah, no.
with a snapping maw and
No.
tentacles hanging up.
I'm grabbing my giant fork and I'm just. I don't want to look at this anymore.
You just impale it, and it gives out one last screech before it falls over, dead. You've gotten rid of what seems to be the mother of the brood, but you still have the brood left. Anything else, Cavhorn?
Nothing but a look of disgust.
We then move on to the rot grubs, these little babies. All right, we're going to get a perception check from the ones crawling around like idiots. They rolled actually good, so they're going to move back to Siegfried, who they're going to try and bite. A natural 20 for the rot grubs.
Can I have disadvantage on?
Yes, you can actually. You have your reaction again.
Good.
That is caught. This one's an 18.
That'll hit.
Not natural, at least. We did get rid of that. So we will do little baby damage, 2 points of piercing damage. But now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 14.
That is a 14. That is a success, as you are able to stop the poison from eking into your body that you've seen take over so many citizens in Neverwinter here. You're not going to allow yourself to succumb to that kind of disease. It is then going to be... Who's next? Sorry. Benjamin. Yes, Benjamin's next.
I'm going to try the same thing again. Eldritch Blast the grubs off of Siegfried. Oh, yeah, that's a 21.
21 will hit.
For 3 force damage.
3? All right. There's still some grubbies.
Great. They're also pushed 10 feet.
Without a save, right?
Yeah, they're just pushed 10 feet.
Whoop.
And then I am going to have my anchor attack them as well. Not with a natural 1.
The anchor just tries to follow him, but it's like it has the weight like it's being pulled through water, so it doesn't make it there quite in time as they start landing on the ground.
Huey will fly over and give some advantage to people as well. He doesn't really like it though. Nasty little bugs.
Nasty little rock grubs. With Huey moving, it is back to Siegfried.
Awesome. Siegfried is going to cast Sacred Flame on the rock grub over there.
All right. A 10 for their save.
That will fail, and that will deal 6 damage.
As you light them up, you see as the last of the grubs burn out in this holy fire, and that brood of them is gone. One brood left that has not seemed to perceive you yet. but you can assume as soon as you start interacting with them, they will.
And can I move over here?
You can, yes. All
And
right.
then Siegfried will just say, "One more, friends."
All right. It is then going to be Caphorn. Admiring your handiwork over there.
No. 11?
11 to hit. As you move towards those grubs, will hit.
Yes.
They have a lower AC than the Big Mama.
Thank God. That is a 6 damage.
6 damage. Stab the Triton, and you start to see these grubs making their way up it.
Oh, no.
It is the grub's turn, so they are going to attempt to bite you, Caphorn.
What the heck?
It is a 17 to hit.
No.
Again, these heavily armored hands of these PCs are keeping off the grubs from them. It will then move to Benjamin.
Great. I'm gonna have my anchor move over here. It's gonna do another little attack on these nice little grubs.
All right.
That should hit. That's a 13
That should hit, yes.
for 7 cold damage.
Nice.
And then yeah, I'll blast him. Do another Eldritch
Blast him.
Blast. Oh yeah, 18 to hit
That'll hit.
for 6 force damage.
6 force damage. You see as many of the grubs burn up with this eldritch energy, but are what does your eldritch blast look like?
I think it's what light looks like underwater, like that kind of glassy blue-green energy coming out.
Nice. Yes. So it connects with these grubs and obliterates a few of them. You still see some squirming in there and crawling up Caphorn's trident, because technically they'd be on Caphorn.
Yes, I'm going to use my repelling blast again and move them 10 feet away, so they are no
I'm
longer
moving
on
Caphorn.
here.
Boop. They smash behind the boxes in the back corner.
Huey is going to be a good little pal and fly over and give some advantage again.
Nice. Yes, Huey is able to fly over and kind of point out where they landed behind the boxes, so you guys are aware of their location. As we move back to Siegfried for hopefully the cleanup.
Siegfried's hands begin to glow with this, again, black, green, and yellow, white, and he begins to chant again and is going to cast Sacred Flame over at the area.
They rolled a 3. Actually, even worse, because they are baned. I forgot. They rolled a 1.
So that will be a fail, and that will be 4 damage.
As you direct your divine energy in the location that Huey is pointing out, you light it up and you see as the last of the grubs burn up, and you have cleansed this cellar.
Did we get all of them? We got them all? Benjamin takes like hesitant steps forward.
I believe that is all of them. And he's going to walk forward to this body. And how decayed does this corpse look? Like, are their eyes still open, or?
Their eyes are long gone at this point. It seems the grubs got them. Do a medicine check.
That is a 21.
A 21. Yeah, this body was probably dumped here a day or two ago, and the grubs have just been feeding on it. You don't they seem like they weren't the most well off of person, probably somebody that people wouldn't miss. You do know that upstairs there was living an older gentleman who showed some of the symptoms of some of the other people with disease that you saw before. but not as aggressive. There's 2 guards that came with you guys that were apprehending him as you guys went down into this dungeon. Yeah.
Okay. And Siegfried's just gonna say, "Friends, please allow me a moment to send these souls to Ilmater." And he's gonna pull out his censer and incense and light it on fire and begin, praising their souls and hoping that they descend and that their suffering is taken away. Or ascend, not descend.
Anything the other 2 of you want to do while Siegfried is doing this?
Yeah. You do you, dude. He's looking around his body and his trident for any more of those grubs. Yeah, no, he is definitely gonna move out of that space.
Yeah. I think while Siegfried just do that would help Kevhorn just checking Kevhorn's back, make sure there's no grubs on there or anything like that. Doing a grub check, much like you would do a tick check.
Wait, I think I felt one in the back of my head. Can you check that one?
I think that's just a mole. Did you normally have a mole back there? Is the mole new?
I don't know. I can't see back there.
It's not a grub.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Maybe, let's keep an eye on it. We'll check on it in like a couple weeks. If it's the same, it should be fine.
Oh, okay. Should be fine.
I'm not really, I'm not a medicine person. Seems more like his shtick as I motion over to Siegfried.
And he'll just take his censer and begin blessing you guys really quickly while we're at it.
Can you bless my mole?
It is now a holy moly.
Very good, very good.
Shall we see how our guard friends are doing?
Yeah, I have some questions for the person who was feeding these creatures.
All right. You make your way upstairs. The 2 guards are kind of holding him by the arms and have his hands cuffed behind him, ready to take him out to the wagon that they brought down to transport him once you guys have secured the location. You can see he's an older gentleman, missing some teeth, scraggly gray beard, missing a lot of the hair on top. You can see liver spots on his balding head, but there's a lot of they almost look like open festering wounds on his arms and his neck, and just black spots as well. A lot of the calling signs of the disease that Siegfried had found in his curings of other people. But they don't seem to be as bad, but they do seem to be lingering, if that makes sense. But you didn't kill her, did you?
Grandfather, could you tell me, how did she come to live in your cellar here?
Oh, I bought her. She's my pet.
Who did you buy her from?
Oh, some strange man was trying to pass her off. I don't know. She was so cute when I got her, and she's just so hungry. I couldn't not feed her. She was my responsibility.
How long ago did you buy her?
It's been about a month now. 2 months, maybe.
I'm gonna kind of look over at Siegfried, kind of in a silent question, raise my eyebrow of is that when you started seeing does that match up with when you were seeing the start?
Roughly, yes, it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been more abundant in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, it started about a month ago.
And he'll just kind of silently nod back in your direction.
And you don't remember anything about this man you bought it from?
No, I didn't ask much. Seemed like the shady kind of fellow. I hadn't seen him around before, but I mean, you didn't kill her though, did she? She's okay. She's all I have.
Can I do an insight check just to see if he really doesn't remember anything about this guy?
Yeah.
To start with.
Hearing that, Kefhorn's just slowly hiding the giant.
That is a dirty 20 on the
A
inside.
dirty 20. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be hiding anything from you. He just seems desperate to have this thing, possibly because he was lonely before, and just the opportunity to have something that lived with him. He didn't really question it.
Unfortunately, when we were investigating, it seemed to have, we were taking a look at it, seeing if anything was the matter. Unfortunately, it seemed to have gotten sick. I mean, people have been getting sick. It seemed to have gotten sick itself. Possibly that's why it was so hungry, trying to stave off the infection, and unfortunately it passed when we were down there. I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, my Shirley's dead. She seemed so lively last time I
You
fed her. I fed her.
Yes.
Why, Benjamin, that's not what happened at all.
Oh, so she's alive?
Hey, Siegfried.
I know.
I have a question about your god over there. Far over there.
Yes, speaking of, you were talking about, you said earlier, oh my god. Let's talk about that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just over there.
My friend is a man of medicine. He probably going to give you more details than you necessarily needed. I was sparing you some of the more gruesome aspects of her unfortunate demise.
You see tears falling from his eyes. The guards look very confused. Like, so are we?
I noticed some interesting food down there, grandfather. How did you procure that?
I found it. It was things people weren't using.
Things?
Yeah, yes.
So if I bring my guard friends down there, they wouldn't find anything unusual down there?
Well, you just said that she was deceased, so they shouldn't go down there, right? Because they don't want them.
Quite safe now that she's dead. It's not spread in that fashion. My medicine friend over there has cleared it for others to investigate.
Oh, well, I mean, if she's dead already, we don't have to investigate anything. She died of disease, so we should be good to go. Everybody's good to go.
I have more of a question about the 2 dead bodies that were found down there as well, grandfather.
Oh, it's like the guards stiffen their grip on it.
Grandfather?
I'm not your grandfather. I don't know why you keep calling me that.
Okay, old man. I was trying to be respectful about it.
Oh, okay. What? Yeah, she needed meat, and that's the best meat I could find, or the cheapest meat I could find. I didn't mean to. They were already diseased, so I just was moving them off the streets. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to take care of her.
So instead of hunting rats or other things, you decided to leave
The
people
rats
down
weren't-
there.
The rats weren't enough for her and her children. She ate all the rats that already lived down there. long ago.
Well, unfortunately now, I believe the guards will have more to speak to you about. Both your pet and what you were feeding your pet.
Yeah, it's like you've talked him into a point where he can't really protest anymore. So as the guards just kind of start moving him towards the cart, he doesn't really struggle. And not that he really has the strength to begin with. They put him in the back of the cart and lock it up. As Cavhorn and Siegfried are talking about his god.
Siegfried is talking him through the history of Ilmater and Tyr and Torm and all of that really fun stuff.
And if Benjamin is going to look at Cavhorn, there is not a single thought behind those eyes.
Just
Lights on.
Just
No
nodding.
one's home.
But one of the guards has come back in. Unfortunately, with having to imprison our criminal here, I guess you could call him. We don't have space for you in the cart, but Captain Zadnall will want to speak with you and give you a reward for doing this for us. If you want to, you can follow the cart back to the whatever we call the place we work.
The jail, perhaps.
Sure. We
Guard
have it
post?
off. He has the office. Yeah, guard post. That's yes. Sorry, I just don't call it that often. I just say work.
Very understandable. Yes, we'll be happy to follow behind.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your service.
Well, thank you for finding this. Hopefully, that's the end of it, and there isn't nests anywhere else. But from what you guys were able to tell, you didn't see anything else, so I think we should be good. But we'll be keeping an eye for sure. So yeah, they go outside, get on the cart, and start riding through the streets towards the guard post. As you all follow behind. And we can go right to all of you being in the office, waiting for the captain to return or to come in. It doesn't take him long. You're all sitting at chairs at this large table as this human man comes in with dark facial hair, comes in and sits down. Well, you guys did it. Good on you. Thank you. We need the help. We've been booked recently with things going on, so getting a little extra help from some adventurers is good. It's good. Of course, we'll give you the gold that we promised you, as he hands you each a bag of gold, 10 gold pieces each.
Oh,
in there.
Only?
So what's the long and short of what you guys saw in there? We got some guards looking through it, but I just want to get your side to make sure we don't miss anything.
Yes, there seem to be several colonies of the smaller grubs, worm-like creatures that seem to be the offspring, and then a large mother-like grub down there as well. We dispatched all of them. The old man bought the grub from a shady character. Didn't remember any of the details. Maybe you'll get more information out of him, but didn't remember what he looked like, didn't anything like that. And then the old man was feeding him people who are dying of the disease to keep it happy. The mother grub.
That's some gruesome stuff, and apologize for having you all have to look into that. But you're successful and proved yourself. You all wouldn't be available for something else, would you? There'd be more gold in it for you, of course.
Oh, definitely.
Well,
What?
I would need to send word to Father Albert in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, of course, of course.
It's. I mean, I am available to a point. What are we talking about? Leaving the city? Like, what are some of the details?
You'd be leaving this. It's not too far out of the city. If you need the night, I know you just dealt with all that. You can have the. It's the farmlands around here recently. Their stock's been going missing. Cows killed in their fields and drug away. Plants, corn crops, and things of the like being uprooted and taken. We don't know for sure what it is. We have seen recently one of the tribes of goblins have been moving closer to Neverwinter than we were than they used to. I mean, for a while we've had a good standing with the goblins. There's been a treaty between us, but I mean, we don't have any other ideas. We just need, it's nothing aggressive or anything. We just need you to go speak with them, see if that's what's happening, and maybe we can come to some kind of agreement if it is them and why they're doing it.
I mean, I think that is something we would be capable of looking into. I think my companions, we may, again, take the night to refresh ourselves and then head out in the morning. Is there anything that, if we're going to be speaking with the goblins, anything to show them to prove that we are speaking on behalf of the city to investigate this?
Yes, we can. I'll give you a written missive from the guard, from me, saying that you're speaking on behalf of the Lord Protector of Neverwinter, so that we can get this settled if it is them causing this. Again, don't want this to come to any kind of aggressive thing, but if it has to, I know I can leave it with you to deal with what you need to either get out of there or protect yourselves, obviously.
And then the payment for going and speaking to these goblins about this issue.
Yes, of course. This could be a little more dangerous than what you just dealt with. It shouldn't be, but if the case were to be, we can offer each you 15 more gold. And of course, we pay for your where you're staying tonight, food, that kind of stuff.
I look to Siegfried and Kevhorn to see if they're on board with this.
The more time I get to spend with my friends, the better.
Cavhorn is vigorously nodding.
All right. Well, yeah, all seems good. Meet back here in the morning. We will get room set for you at the place I obviously know is in this town.
I won't need accommodations, but I appreciate the offer.
Of course. The other two of you need to be staying anywhere, or do you have your own places? I know.
I have my own place. I am good.
All right.
Would I know if there's a Church of Ilmater in Neverwinter?
I don't think there is a specific church to Ilmater. Churches. These are things I didn't look up before the session. Let's see. There is one for Tyr. The Hall of Justice and the House of Knowledge are both here. Both are faithful to Tyr and Ogma. Yeah, those are the main ones here. There's one for like Bahamut and Torm, but
then he'll just say, I believe the local priest of you said it was the Hall of what?
Hall of Justice is that's not right.
I mean, it's something.
Is it right? Hall of oh my god, I scrolled and now it's gone. Right here. It is the Hall of Justice. That's weird. Or the House of Knowledge. Both of them.
Yeah,
are...
the local priest at the Hall of Justice has accommodations for me, so
perfect. All right. Well then, we'll see you here in the morning. Have a good rest. Try to not linger on the gruesome things you took in today.
Thank you.
Yes. With that, you are all three dismissed from the guard post. And you can, if there's anything you want to do with the rest of your day, or we can move to you guys going back to your places.
I got nothing else.
Or you speak with each other, obviously, too, as well. Get the what you're doing out of the way.
Faerun puts oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, Faerun puts an arm around Siegfried onto his shoulder. What was that?
What was what?
You were about to tell the truth over there, right?
Well, I am sworn to the truth. Surely you understand.
Yeah, but there's a time and place for the truth in this world, and that was not the time nor place. So you really can't, just ignore it.
My friend, that man caused a lot of suffering, and I believe he should know the truth, that you skewered that thing.
Regrettably, its juices went onto my trident, and I did not like that. But
So you don't lie at all? Ever?
I cannot lie.
Oh
yeah?
Very interesting.
yeah. What size shoe you wearing right now?
Well,
He goes and checks your shoe. So you never lie.
Well,
That's
we
what I
don't need
did
to.
too.
I believe that other people should not suffer on the fault of my lies. It is not just.
Lying doesn't always bring he looks over to Benjamin. Lying can be a good thing sometimes. Let's leave it at that.
No need to sour a great achievement with talk like this. We can discuss this in the future if we continue to work together. Come, we have purses very full of coin. Let's have a drink. And
before we leave, Siegfried will just say, friends, nay, brothers, thank you for your assistance today. For
You
you
said
have
that in
helped rid
Faerun's hand on your shoulder. Blinks away.
You have helped me rid Neverwinter of this suffering. I thank you.
of course, we are all servants of Neverwinter here. all looking out for the best of the city. It was our pleasure to help you with it.
Yes, I agree.
Benjamin will sling an arm around both of them and lead them to the closest bar.
So,
Arm
Vince,
in
what
arm.
god do you believe in?
Wait, what was that?
And you can just go on past that. I just said, Benjamin, what god do you believe in? Just a conversation walking. It doesn't have to be.
It's I. I have a very complicated relationship with some of the higher powers. I had a bit of a near-death experience that gave me a new outlook on life.
All right. With that, you all head to the first inn I could find, the Driftwood Tavern. You start making your way over there and get some drinks. Bartender, it's pretty busy in here. It's in the busier side of town. There's a half-orc behind the bars. Greets you as you walk in right away. Oh, will you be having rumor drink or both?
Just drink for now, friend.
Just drink for now. We got some tapped kegs here. 2 copper for a pint.
All right. What season is it?
It is currently. I set it to somebody. It's summer.
Okay. Do you happen to have a seafood stew?
Seafood stew. Well, you're right on the ocean. Of course, we have a seafood stew. We got one of those going for 5 copper for the stew for a bowl.
I would love a bowl of that.
Of course. Any food for the other fine gentlemen?
The stew and ale sounds lovely.
All right. 7 copper each of you, if you want the stew as well, my good sir.
Do you have any juice?
Yeah. What kind of juice are you looking for?
What kind you serving?
Well, we've got your classics, your grape juice, your apple juice. We're out of orange juice, unfortunately.
That's my
Prune.
favorite. I'll take some prune.
Oh, bold choice.
Just a single copper for the prune juice.
Okay.
He goes and gets your food and drink for you. The seafood stew is very hearty and briny. And if you guys have anything else you want to conversate about.
Nothing in particular. Benjamin is happy to spend as much time here as the others do, and if they want to leave early, probably stays after them. I'm probably gonna drop a little bit of coin here, just like buying other people drinks, talking to them, and letting them know, like, hey, we helped get rid of this disease that like was in the city, like letting more people know that like this was taken care of, we had a hand in it, like getting our names in people's ears that we helped out in this instance.
Yeah, do a persuasion check.
Son of a bitch. That's only going to be a 6 because I got a natural 1.
Yeah, you're talking. It's getting later in the day, and a few people already into it. And they're like, yeah, well, I killed the dragon the other day that was plaguing the town, so la-di-da, am I right?
Indeed. Please tell me more about this dragon.
Of course, it was 100 feet wide at the base,
and
and it roared out and said, "You'll never leave here alive, and look at me now, bud.
What color was it? Was it purple?
No, that's silly. There's no purple dragons.
Not what I've heard.
Oh, where did you hear there was purple dragons?
You see, it's very rare, but when a red dragon and a blue dragon, they don't mate often, but when they do, there is a chance for a purple one to be.
Oh. Well, now that's a story I'd like to see. Am I right? Am I correct? Hey, this guy says he's cured the disease, but obviously not. Look at him. He brought a burden here. Look at this guy.
I don't think I would have actually brought the burden, but that's
okay.
Fine.
Taking shots at Huey.
Huey catching strays. Is there anything else anybody wanted to do while you were here?
Siegfried would probably just enjoy the soup and hang out for a little bit and then head to the Hall of Justice.
All right.
And he is going to put 4 gold into the coffers.
All right, yeah. You've been staying here during your time in the town already, or in the city already. So you already have a place set up here. Put in your donation after making some money off of the work that you did that they brought you in here to help with. You're able to go to your fairly plain room, nothing too fanciful. Is there anything you want to do before you turn in for the evening?
He would probably just turn in.
All right. Let's go with Kevhorn. Do you want to describe what your house looks like at all, or?
It's just any regular house that he and his family moved into after his village got wrecked by giants. It's stone, brick type of house. That's it. Nothing too special. Looks like any other house here.
Yeah, it's probably closer to the docks where your family will be working. As you come in, your mother's the only one awake still. Oh, Kevhorn, you're home. How was your day, son?
I need to take a shower.
Oh, okay. Well, we have one more bucket of hot water for you for your shower.
I'll take it.
All right.
There was bugs. There was grubs. No.
Are you playing with bugs or?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I have some croissants ready for you for before bed. After your shower. Your father's already sleeping, so don't make too much noise. He has to wake up early tomorrow.
I will.
All right.
He says he will, but he makes a lot of noise.
Inevitably, your father wakes up and yells, "Why are you making it a racket? I'm trying to sleep. I have to work in the morning."
You and me both, pops.
But we can go over to where Benjamin is staying. If you'd like to describe your abode.
Yeah, I think Benjamin is essentially has a small, or like a bed in one of the mercenary companies in town. He part of the Zentarum, so that is kind of part of their deal, is that they work with mercenary companies. So I think as part of his contacts, he just has like a cot in a barracks essentially. So doesn't really keep anything there, keeps most of his possessions on him just because it's a public kind of space that he's sleeping in. But before he goes to bed to the night, he goes out to the docks, goes out onto like the deepest dock that goes out, and flips a gold coin into the ocean. And as he's doing that, says, "Just a little shiny for you, my queen. Hopefully I'll have more soon."
As soon as the coin hits the water, you feel the ripple it makes in your body as the coin descends into the depths and disappears from your sight. We will come from the humble beginnings of our party into greater things. As we go into a quick break, break for us, it'll be a second for you. Hold on tight. And we're back, everybody. Hope you missed us. Maybe you didn't. But with the evening progressing with our maybe future heroes moving forward. We'll save that. We'll save that for another time. Wink, wink. We'll get right to the morning. You guys reconvene at the guard post. The Captain Azanol is there. The goblins are their nomadic settlement is off to the west of Neverwinter right now. Just before you get to the forest, you'll see them. Just don't do any sneaking. Just walk right up. Here's the missive. You can show them if they need it, and they should just bring you right to their king, and you can talk to him as long as you're cordial about everything. Again, we've had good standing with the goblins for quite a few years now, so shouldn't be much of an issue. Just figure out why our livestock and our crops are going missing if it's their fault. Got it?
Sounds simple enough.
All right. Well, I won't keep you then. He lets you go on your way. You begin making your way into not the forest necessarily, but we're gonna look at a forest. That's not what I needed. Sorry. You're doing this. As you start making your way down the road out to the fields, and you don't take the road for long. I think. Yes, you make your way off of the high road pretty quickly. There is like a trail. It's not like a main road, but there's a trail that starts leading towards the forest that you can travel on.
Yeah, I would probably have Huey flying up like pretty high and then like 100 or so feet in front of us, if not farther. Just letting me know if he sees anything, like if there's any goblins or people or anything else in front of us, just kind of doing a general scout ahead. So hopefully we're not surprised by as many things.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody else do? Oh yeah. What all can Huey do?
I mean, he can communicate telepathically with me across any distance because I took a different evocation. So there's no like restriction on how far away he can fly. So even 100 feet is probably a bit close, like 300 feet in front of us, just to make sure that we have warning if anything's coming up.
Okay. Are any of the other two of you doing anything during this travel?
No. I'm just walking along.
Siegfried has taken this, I guess this ball off the back of his backpack that has a tree inside, and he's just kind of tending to it.
Working on a small tree, leaving Huey to do all the scouting. Can Huey do a perception check for me, please?
Sure. Not exactly a strong suit, but... Oh, okay. That's going to be an 18.
An 18. About a mile and a half down the road. We use miles here in Faerun. You do get get a ping, and it kind of washes over you as he communicates back to you. Farmlands up ahead on the left, they look damaged.
Does it look recent? This is not saying this out loud, telepathic with him.
I should give him a voice, but I'm just using mine right now. I don't want to make him a little guy.
Before you even say the voice, and I feel you're going to, I was already thinking, if you want to give him the method voice, I'm 100% okay with it.
It looks like a lot of blood, and there's a person outside looking at it.
Friends, and like, how far away is this from me currently? Like, we're a mile down the road, or is it a mile away from us?
You are currently a mile down the road.
It's about 100 feet or 500 feet from where you are now.
Okay. Friends, we should be ready. I have Huey doing some scouting ahead for me. There's seems to have been some sort of an altercation in a field coming up. There's blood around, so we should be prepared for anything that may happen there.
Siegfried's gonna place his orb back into his backpack. I'm assuming he can kind of just like place it back on there.
You just kind of put it back there, and it settles back into your bag.
And then he'll say, "Should we do any stretches first?" I'm not much of an adventurer, but
I'm not much of a physical person, at least in this sense. Do you normally stretch before you do your combat-y type things?
Well, on my way to Neverwinter, I did stretch quite a bit. And he'll just kind of, he'll just start crossing his arms and kind of doing this kind of stretch. I guess I'll stretch by myself. And then he'll pull out his shield and mace afterward.
To not make you feel awkward, California goes along with you.
Perhaps you could hit a little bit better if you stretched.
Ooh, okay. Ooh. I saw you miss a few things too, brother.
Look, we all had a little bit of a rough start, but we got it figured out in the end. It's all that matters.
Before too long, as you're stretching, as you're walking your way over there, you do see a man standing out in the field, just kind of looking over the pools of blood, and you can see like drag marks through this grass. You can hear him cursing to himself as you start walking up to him.
Excuse me, sir. What happened here?
Someone came and took the dang cows last night. I know Jaffson's down the road just got hit the other night, but I didn't think they'd come over here and get mine too. God damn it, I shouldn't have left them out last night.
You said it was Jaffson's that had gotten their cows. Tell me, sir, I'm Benjamin. What is your name?
It's Michelson. That's my last name. I'll reserve the first name for now. What are you folk doing out here?
We're here on behalf of the City Guard of Neverwinter. We're looking into some of these very disturbances.
They're finally doing something about it, are they?
Yes, it's been the city's been very busy with things. We're even a bit contracted out for some of the work, so they're a bit strapped for manpower wise.
Yeah, sounds about right. They can't even send the guards themselves. They gotta hire. I don't appreciate it if you were able to do anything about it, because obviously this is.
It's a very trying time having your livelihood taken from you in such a brutal manner.
Yeah, that's a brutal is the the least of it. Not only not having any cows anymore, the damn fence is broken.
And there, you didn't hear anything in the night. You didn't notice anything unusual in the time leading up to it, besides obviously your neighbors losing their livestock.
No, I didn't hear much of anything. The field's far enough away from the house that I don't hear stuff. And usually I don't leave the cows out, but they were being stubborn last night, and I couldn't spend the time getting them inside. So it was a nice enough night. And again, I didn't think that we'd get hit after Jefferson's just got hit a few days ago. I figured we'd be safe for a little bit at least, but doesn't seem to be the case.
I'm gonna start taking a look around, seeing what I can see. If there's any tracks or anything like that.
Do a perception check, and I'll say do advantage with Huey.
Ooh, thank you.
Are there any cows laying about?
You don't see any. There's just like piles of blood where you assume cows used to be. But it's not like there's body parts or anything either. It's just blood. If you wanted to do a medicine check on that, you could.
I got a 19 perception.
A 19. We'll see what the medicine is.
That is a nat 1 on the medicine.
That is a nat 1 on the medicine.
Blood.
Yeah, it's blood. It does look coagulated at this point. He told you last night, so you can assume last night is when it was spilled. But outside of that, you can't really tell. But with our 19 perception check from Benjamin and Huey, you do see there's a large space in the fence where it looks like someone ran through it, maybe, or it got knocked down from the outside because the wood is splintered in. And you can see boards laying on the ground, poles laying on the ground. And you also see the ruts of tire tracks or wheel tracks that come in and then go back out after they circle around to each like blood spot. I'll say with a 19, you also see footprints, and you can stand inside of each of these footprints. They are big, not like I don't want to oversell how big they are, because they are big. They're just not super big. I say they're about like if you were to like make a circle with your arms, like touch your fingertips and make a circle, they're about that big. And there's 3 large toes on each of them.
Okay. Yeah, so like a couple feet across. It's like okay.
Like a foot and a half, 2 feet across, yeah.
Can I try see what kind of animal it is?
Yeah, you can do a survival or a nature.
21.
21. You can tell that these are bipedal creatures, so they're walking on 2 feet. And they seem to be of, I'll say, giant kin. So they're not giants. You can tell that because giants' feet are going to be more humanoid shaped, and they usually wear shoes and boots and that kind of stuff. This would be more akin to maybe ogres. It doesn't look exactly like an ogre's would. Yeah, in that category of large, upright creatures.
With the wagon tracks, is it like normal wagon width, or is this also like a much larger wagon as well?
It's not super big, but it would be bigger. You can assume big enough to hold multiple cows on it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And like I'll obviously gesture to the enormous footprints. And mostly look like not specifically excluding the farmer, but mostly looking at Siegfried and Kevhard and say, well, I don't think goblins did this. So I mean, we can certainly still go and talk to them. They may have more information, or we can try and follow these tracks to see where these creatures may be staying.
Yeah, I'd be more partial to just following the track.
Siegfried will walk over with, he has like blood on his fingers and he kind of just rubs it in. Well, I will follow you to wherever you go.
That's very reassuring. Thank you, Siegfried. Did you notice anything interesting about the blood?
There's a lot of it.
Okay. Benjamin's going over. He's like, I called this guy a medicine man yesterday. Reevaluating that title for him. Michelson, thank you for giving us the information that you have. We're going to see if we can. Don't think your cows are still alive, but at least we're going to see if we can find out what took them.
All right, yeah. I mean, you can get rid of it. That'd be a great help to everybody around here. I can always replace my stock, but if they just keep getting taken, it's not really going to be very good.
Indeed, we will. We'll certainly do our best. Hopefully, this is something that can be taken care of quickly.
I appreciate all your. Sorry, I had a short temper with you earlier, but I do appreciate you all coming out, taking a look.
No offense at all, Michelson.
All right.
You try to have a good day.
I'll try my best to get to fixing this fence to start off, I guess.
Yeah, and then start trying to follow these giant footprints and wagon tracks.
All right. Let's get a survival check then.
Okay.
We can either do one person does advantage, or we can do group.
Or
you can, if we want to do a group, you can still do advantage because of Huey. We can do what we can do. We have Benjamin do advantage, and then one of the other two of you do advantage as well.
Okay, I'll roll mine. I don't know who has better survival between you two.
You want to do it, or
It doesn't matter. I'll take. You take the advantage.
okay?
I got a 17.
You rolled better than me with advantage. I got a 15.
Well,
I got a natural 20.
It was the two of you. One of you were giving the other one help. Is what was happening. We'll do the 17. You got a natural 20 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's for future things. It will be Siegfried's giving help to Kevhorn, or Kevhorn's giving help to Siegfried. But natural 20, it's easy. This is a huge thing moving. It's making its way towards the tree line, from what you can tell. So you start following that towards the trees. It kind of like finds a pocket where, not that there's enough room for it to get through necessarily. It does like follow the path a little bit into the trees, but then eventually it finds an opening big enough between two larger trees and just starts plowing through the underbrush, making a pretty easy path to follow. So you do start following it for a while, and it kind of skirts along the tree line for a while. And eventually you do start seeing something off in the distance. Maybe not necessarily what you're looking for, but yeah, what's Huey looking here?
Yeah, I'm actually also going to have, since he's still kind of scouting out in front of us and above, I'm going to have him turn invisible as he's getting closer. Like, as we're seeing like something in the distance, I'm going to have him turn invisible and continue to scout ahead.
All right, I'll go invisible, be a little sneaky.
Yeah, be real sneaky, because it's a pain in my butt to bring you back, and it's not cheap, so don't get yourself killed.
Yes, yes. She doesn't like it when you have to bring me back. All right. I see a lot of really big things up ahead. big creatures. They got buildings on them.
Like, are they walking on 2 legs, 4 legs? Do they look like people shaped?
Not look like people though. I think 4 legs. Most of them not walking, kind of just hanging out. Looks like.
Okay.
There's I'm getting closer. There's little things on them too, running around in the buildings.
Are the little ones green?
Yeah, they're kind of green.
Okay. I think we're coming up to the goblin encampment, friends. Huey's seen something. Large creatures that seem to have buildings on the back of them, and then goblins inside of those buildings. But doesn't see. I mean, this is where the path is going, but doesn't see any giant-like creatures in there. As I'm continuing forward.
Yeah. All right. As they all continue forward, you're starting to get closer. And you're starting to hear the noises of whatever this is that's going on up ahead at the goblin encampment. You assume you hear like yelling, and every once in a while you hear like a bunch of wood breaking and screaming. But then the screaming stops, and they just continue on with their uproarious noise. You can hear yelling to each other. You can't quite make out the words yet as you're making your way, but you start to see it in the distance. You're still in the tree line, but outside of the tree line, you start to see these massive figures. Again, a lot of them are just like sitting still. You can see these large stone buildings. They kind of like twist and turn their way up. You can see bridges in between them, but these buildings are sitting on the back of these massive shelled creatures, and you start to make them out, just these enormous tortoises that are sitting down. Every once in a while, one will stand up and begin to move, and as it does, like the bridges start to shatter apart, and goblins go flying off the bridges as they move to a new spot to sit down and start grazing. As you see this goblin encampment on the back of these giant tortoises. And you can see one like in the center that seems to have a larger building. You can assume is probably where the king of the goblins is that you were told to meet with, on the largest of the tortoises in the center of this group of them.
As we're approaching this and just like seeing the mayhem, do we think they've just built on the back of the tortoises and they're just kind of along for the ride? There doesn't seem to be a lot of domestication happened here.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
You will notice as you get closer, though, this path that you've been following starts to go back into the forest, almost as if they saw this encampment and started moving a different way.
Okay. Well, since we're here, the path looks like it'll be pretty easy to continue to follow. We should probably talk to the goblins to see if they know anything else, if it came this close to them.
If you wanna.
I mean, it feels like the right thing to do. But again, if we want to, we can always speak to the goblins later. Just like motion to the tortoises. Don't think they're going anywhere quickly. We can probably find our way back here fairly easily after we investigate.
I still say we follow the tracks.
I'm with Kevhorn on this one.
Then let us continue following the tracks and follow the U-turn back into the forest.
Yeah, it doesn't completely U-turn, but it just kind of curve. And as you start following it, the rambunctious nature of the goblins fading behind you as you make your way deeper into the forest at this point. We will now do another set of survival checks as you get deeper into the forest.
Sieg, I'm lending you my help.
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20 from Siegfried, and what do we get from Benjamin?
I got another natural 20.
Holy buckets! Yeah, you guys have just a bloodhound scent on this trail, and it comes back into almost not a deer path where it doesn't look like it's bent down anymore. It looks like this is almost a path that people take through this forest now that it gets back onto. And as you are making your way through some underbrush and some groups of trees, in your head, Benjamin, you hear,
Oh, there's something big moving up there. I don't know if you, sorry, this hurts my throat. I don't know if you want to talk to it or not, or what you're doing, but it's there.
Land real quick. I'm gonna borrow your eyes for a second.
What?
We've done this before. I know you don't
No.
like it.
That's my landing noise. Bleh.
Oh. Yeah, and I'm gonna quickly just again pause for a second and look through Huey's eyes to see what he's seeing.
Huey lands, and as you look through the odd vision of a creature that has its eyes on the side of its head, or no, they're towards the front with hawks. Never mind, I'm a liar. Well, no, I don't care. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I think they're towards the front because it's a predator, but I'm not sure. Anyway, you see this large figure moving through the forest, and can you hear through Huey, or is it just his eyes?
I believe I get sight and hearing. Let me just double check. See and hear.
All right.
Gaining any benefits of special senses, which
Good.
doesn't
That's
matter
what
during the day.
I wanted. You see this large creature pulling this cart. You see the cows, all of them fairly dead. As at this point, blood is no longer spilling out from behind, but you can tell there's dried blood on the back of this cart. It's 6 cows are laying in the back of it. And you just hear this thing talking. They're gonna be paying us pretty good there. Maybe we get some of this. As you see this large creature pulling the cart, long, shaggy hair matted to its head. You can see skulls weaved into its hair. You kind of see the face from the side, so you see these curved up tusks, and kind of some blue lines painted on its face. And as it says this, you hear another voice saying, "Well, maybe just eat now. You just eat it now." "No, we cannot eat now. They'll be mad if we do this." And as you hear the second voice, the creature begins to turn the cart, and you see there's another head on this thing's body as it begins to turn. The other head doesn't have as much hair, the same up curved tusks though, as you see this 2-headed giant kin moving through the forest, pulling this cart behind it.
I'm gonna come back into my own senses. Huey saw the creature. It has 2 heads. Does that ring any bells for anyone?
Everybody can roll me nature or history.
All of our strong suits. Remember, we're all so smart.
You said or history, right?
Yep, or history.
I got a 13.
17.
Ooh.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I got a 4.
Siegfried, you've heard of these before. These are giantkin, probably closer to ogres, like we mentioned before. This is called an Etten, and it's two creatures essentially sharing the same body.
I think I've read about these before. They're called Etten. And they are, you said they're giant kin, right?
Yep.
They are giant kin. Would I know any like tendencies of them?
They usually they're on the they kind of hang out by themselves is not the easiest way to say it because they have two personalities. But they kind of are simpler. They don't really organize things. They just kind of brutally take what they want and then move on with themselves. But you also the guards didn't say anything about there being a net and living in this area. That would be something they'd be aware of. And for the most part, these in the most recent years, giants and giant kins haven't been in the civilized areas of the Sword Coast. The giants themselves mostly live out to the west, and they're very uncommon. And then the giant folks themselves, ogres, are the more common of them. But they usually don't come this close to town. Yeah.
I've read a few books on the Sword Coast, and I've never heard of them being this close around. It makes me worried that something else is afoot here.
Yes, they also mentioned bringing these cows to someone else. So they're not doing it for their own purposes. They're talking about being paid and hoping that they were going to get some. So they may be working for some other creature. I don't know if that is something they normally do.
You said they don't normally work with,
Yep, they don't normally work with other people. Yep.
That's very abnormal for Eden. And even more worrisome that they're somehow being organized. They're not the most intelligent creatures.
So should we try to stop this creature? Or should we continue to follow it to see what it is bringing the cows to?
Well, if we stop them now, I mean, the cows are already dead. We can't save them. We know what happened to the cows, the Etten, or however you say it. Or we could follow them to see what is going on. But if we try and strike now, we learn nothing.
Okay. Sounds like we continue to follow them at a safe distance. Huey can keep scouting for us. They're very well hidden. I'm not worried about them.
All right. You continue to follow them. Go ahead.
Because Huey's invisible, I'm going to have him fly up and just land on the cart.
Okay. Do a stealth with advantage.
Okay. Friggin' Huey's going to die right here, y'all. Oh, no, he's not. That's a 23.
Yeah, you give him this direction and you see her.
All right, I'm on the cart. I'm watching these cows like a hawk.
You're a clever one, Huey.
Thank you. I came up with that myself.
Yeah. Let me know if you see any other creatures that look like them or larger appear. Otherwise,
Right.
Don't say anything. I don't want you to get squished.
But they can't hear me talk to you.
Yeah, but don't like squawk or like preen too loudly or anything like that.
You know how much I love squawking.
That's why I'm telling you not to squawk.
All right.
Because you'll get crushed and then I'll have to bring you back.
Oh. All right. So, do you know where Huey is at all times?
I think so. Don't. Let me double check on that. I don't think so.
Okay.
I can just I can look through his eyes and hear. I don't know if it says anywhere that not like a detect creature or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, because my invocation just allows me to see it over any distance. I can also talk through him, but we're not going to do that right now.
All right. So you guys continue following this path. After another couple miles, we'll have another survival check.
We going for the same thing?
Yeah.
Do I still get advantage if Huey is doing this?
I'll say yes, because he can kind of guide you with seeing the things around him.
That is a dirty 20.
Ooh.
I didn't get a natural 20 this time. I did survival, you said?
Yes.
That is a 19.
A 19. Yeah, you guys continue to follow. You get to like the deepest part of the woods at this point, but there's still a pretty good. I mean, this is a big thing moving through the woods. It's dragging a big thing behind it, so it's not hard to miss. Is that the right phrasing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you continue following it, and we'll do, after a couple of miles, we'll do one more check to see if you can continue following it as you're getting past the center of the woods at this point.
17 survival for Benjamin.
Another dirty 20.
Another dirty 20. There's no shaking you guys. You continue to the point where the trees start to thin out. And at this point, you do hear from Huey this, "Oh, there's some, they're going to things. Remember when you said tell you if there's big things? There's big things over here."
I'm going to pop into his vision again real quick.
You pop into his vision and you see just it's not as far as I can see, but it's a very large encampment that they're coming up to. You can see pillars of smoke, and like these crude, not tents necessarily, but they're like temporary sleeping quarters set up, and you see them approaching, and they're moving fast, coming towards this cart as these creatures taller than the Etten are all approaching, and they start ripping cows out of the cart as the Etten's trying to like just wade through them, pulling it. And you can hear the Etten going, "No, these are for the chieftains. You stay off them. For the chieftains first." It's like Huey's trying to avoid as they're like ripping parts of the cows off as they Etten pulls the carts through this group of giants.
I think once like the actual giants started coming closer, once I've saw enough of them, I'm just going to recall Huey, so have him disappear so he's not in danger, like just as I'm seeing them rushing towards this cart, not knowing what's gonna happen. There is a giant camp in front of us. like bigger than the Etin, and a lot of them. Like, how many were even just running up to the carts before?
Probably like 5 or 6 ran up to the cart. You probably, before you recalled Huey, you probably saw at least 20 of them.
Yeah, like 20 some giants that Huey saw right away before they even got inside of the camp, and there's a lot of them.
Huh. Oh.
Huh?
Well, let's go back.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
Yeah. I'm good.
This is most strange that they are grouping together. I fear this is much bigger than our task.
Yes, they were also speaking about a chiefess. So they are very organized, somewhat organized. I don't know. I don't know much about giants, so I don't know how they work. If it's normal that if they have chiefs and chieftesses.
So based off of my previous role, is there any way that I have heard about this at some point?
Not off the previous roll because that was based off of Etten. But you can roll another one if you'd like to see if you can get anything up from giants.
16.
Yeah. Like previously mentioned, most of the giants don't live on the Sword Coast for the most part at all anymore. They were all pushed to the west a long time ago. You would know, like, there's tales of frost giants in the north because it's more secluded, like up in Icewind Dale, there'd be frost giants. Every once in a while you'd hear about fire giants, but they're deep in the ground. And a lot of the other giants just live in mountain ranges to the west. So the Etten was concerning. This is extremely concerning that there are giants this close to the Sword Coast, and this many of them especially.
It's very concerning that most of the giants have come south when they're relatively north, at least according to what I've read. I, again, don't think that this is a task that we can handle at this moment in time, and perhaps the goblins know something?
We could certainly go and talk to them. Yeah, let's go talk to them, see if they've noticed it recently.
All right.
Yeah. Ben is visibly shaken, like seeing all these giants and things like that. Visibly shaken as we turn around and go back towards the goblins.
All right. Is Huey scouting again?
Yeah, I'll reappear him off in the trees, doing a little bit of a show of like, oh, he flew back to us. Look, he's here now. And then have him go and scout ahead of us again.
All right. Have Huey do a perception check.
Huey got a natural 1.
Very good.
Which is a 2.
It's a 2. Huey is also incredibly shaken from this, and he's like talking to you the entire time.
What are we gonna do about all those? Are they coming to kill us?
I don't know. This is not what I signed up for. This is
Bad. What
Yes.
what if they eat us?
well, for you, probably not the worst.
Oh, right,
For
because I'll just
me-
poof away.
Yeah, I don't know what happens if I get eaten to you. I don't know how that
Hmm.
works.
I probably just go back to the mistress.
Probably. So, like, no harm done to you. I would like to.
I mean,
continue.
it's the sensation of pain still. It hurts every time I die, but not really.
yeah. I'm trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, it's not. Yeah.
What do your friends? Do your friends like me?
I don't know if they know that you can.
Oh, right, because you don't let me talk to them.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how cool they're gonna be about it.
Are the other two of you doing anything
Is
while you
Benjamin
talk?
completely stone-faced while he's talking to Huey?
Yeah, just like there's a lot of just like still panic on his face, but not that I'm not aware of things, but a lot of just like staring straight ahead. If you guys are talking, not really paying attention to you. So if you like say something to him, it would take a little bit for him to respond.
I'll scooch a little close to Seagan and I'll. Is Benjamin okay? He froze up like twice already.
I do worry about him. I wonder if the giants have shaken him that much.
Well, he did it one time earlier before the giant. I think he's not having enough snacks. I think I have a banana somewhere in here.
And maybe he's come down with a cold. Can Siegfried like make him just a random medicine check?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
That's a 10.
I mean, you can't. He's not like coughing or sneezing or anything, but it could be early stages.
Come
You
on.
were dealing with a pretty big disease the other day too.
You know what?
Perhaps he's infected with those larvae.
Well, he wasn't near the larva, though.
That's true. I don't recall him being attacked. Maybe he just has a cold.
Catforn takes
Yeah.
off his glove, runs up to Benjamin, puts his hand on his head.
Yes.
Shh, medicine check. I
Medicine check.
rolled 17.
It's so he feels clammy, but like again, he's not showing any other signs. So that might just be the shock that he received from what he saw. Like he seems to be able. He told you can see through Huey, so you could assume that just the shock of seeing what Huey saw was a lot for him. So yeah,
Well,
the giants are scaring him.
the feeling of clamminess, he will recoil. I was like,
Are you all right?
are you all right?
Just
As he slowly brings the banana up to view.
thank you. Just a little. It's just a little shook up. This is far beyond what I was expecting to ever come across. So it's just a lot to take in.
You know, Benjamin, what helps me with a cold is a nice warm bowl of pumpkin stew.
Not one for pumpkin.
Really?
Well, it's not in season yet, but
Okay. Well, okay. That's true.
Seeing as you didn't take the banana, he starts eating it.
And before too long, you may hear, like it takes a while because it's a few miles, like 4 or 5 miles. So it's quite a bit of the day of tracking back to the goblin encampment. The sun's starting to get lower. It's not hitting the horizon yet. But you can see as these tortoises are grazing, and the goblins are still climbing up these towers in and out of windows and through doors, and you can see like them trying to peddle wares to each other. And even as you like begin to approach, and they begin to notice you, some of them like rush up to you with things like, "Oh, the visitors to," I don't know why I use that word. "You're visitors to our tribe. Come, we have plenty of things to sell you. Do you want this string of knoll ears? Very, very pricey."
Unfortunately, perhaps we'll peruse later. We have a missive from the guards of Neverwinter. We need to speak to your king.
Oh, big fancy people from Neverwinter coming out here. Not interested in the knoll ears, of course, of course. What you'll find King Squelch. He's in the castle in the middle towards us.
Thank you. Again, perhaps I'll be.
I'm Hobby.
Very nice to meet you, Hobby. Perhaps I'll be back for the knoll ears after we take care of our business.
Do you want me to put them aside for you? Some people have been looking at them.
I mean, I don't want to take it away from someone else if they're looking at it. I'll come if someone else is taking it, then I was not meant to have it. I'll look at some of your other wares.
Oh, we do have plenty of other things, don't you worry. I'll get my good stuff for you. Hobby will get it for you. Don't worry.
He starts scrambling up the side of one of the tortoises. Yeah, unless any of you else want to talk to other random goblins, you make your way towards this large center tortoise. It's not a full-size castle because it is still in the back of these tortoises. Most of these tortoises are about 15 feet from head to tail, but the center one is almost like 25 feet. It's large, and it's the castle itself it's a little bit bigger than just like a home, with these like spires that kind of slant and droop to the side, and there's two goblins standing outside in this very like mismatched armor. Like one's wearing a helm that's too big for him, and they both have a spear, and one's wearing leather, the other has like one pauldron, as they stand guard outside. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I stop a respectable distance from them and say, excuse me, good sirs, we are here on official business to speak with your king.
They like look over the edge of the tortoise.
Who goes there? I don't know why I'm giving such goofy voice. Who goes there?
I am Benjamin. Again, I'm here with my companions. Benjamin. Close enough, good sirs.
Thank you.
We're here on behalf of the guard captain in Neverwinter to speak to your king.
Oh, you've come to speak to King Squat. Well, so we have Nendimension, and who's the others?
My name is Frigseed.
Frigseed. Oh, very good. Frigseed and the Mendrel. And what about you, sir?
My name is Benjamin.
You Benjamin. We have Benjamin, Nendimension, and Frigseed. And what's your bird's name?
The bird is Huey.
Oh, Dewey. Very nice. What do you want to speak with the king about?
I'm terribly sorry that is business for us to speap between the captain and the king himself.
The captain and the king himself.
Roll a persuasion check.
That is a 21.
A 21. All right, Nudgeman, we'll send you down the ladder. You climb on up and don't fall. And don't if the tortoise starts moving, just hold on and wait till it stops.
This rickety ladder made of like broken sticks and weaved together vines and hairs comes down for you to climb up the tortoise on.
Ben sighs heavily and starts climbing up this rickety ass ladder. Although as I'm climbing, I am gonna like over my shoulder say to Siegfried, I thought you said you didn't lie.
Well, I was hoping by switching my name he would get it correct.
Oh, did I not say it right, Freak Seed?
Just climbs up. Just climbs up. Just climbs.
Benjamin thinking to himself, noted.
I will suffer greatly for this later.
I mean, perhaps you don't need to suffer greatly for it.
You guys talk to each other a lot.
Do you not talk to your partner often?
I've never talked to him in my life. I don't know who he is.
Well, that's...
Hey, what's your name?
Oh, hi, my name's Roy. Oh,
Cool.
I didn't know he spoke like that.
See
All
how
right.
much...
What?
Nothing. It doesn't matter. We don't need to
All
talk
right, then
to
the
these
man
goblins more.
We, is your bird coming inside?
My bird will stay outside.
Oh, can we play with him?
Yes.
Oh,
Just be gentle with him.
of course. I love birds.
As I tell Hugh, I'm like, just indulge them. If it gets weird, let me know and I'll poof you away.
What do you mean by weird?
I think you'll know if it gets weird.
All right. So then the two goblins stand at attention, say, we now present King Squelch, the king of all the goblins here on the back of these tortoises, the tortoise riding goblin tribe. Here we go. They pull the doors open. And inside, it's like a little bit bigger than a house, but there isn't like a ton of rooms. It's just essentially the building. It's just as they open it. It's not like walls or anything. So you instantly see like the entire hall of this small castle. You see like this very tattered red carpet that leads all the way up to this large throne. This looks like it was taken from another castle. Like it's made of wood, and it looked like at one point it was very well designed and engraven, but it's been covered in moss and mold and just like chunks chipped out of it, maybe by axes or something, and just like strewn with just like a little trinkets. You can see like a doll and like pieces of other like carts and things like and just like all this junk strewn all over this throne. And you see again two more goblins like flanking this throne. They kind of come to attention as the door opens. They aren't like dressed in armor or anything. They seem to be, they're not wearing like super fancy clothes, but it's like bits and pieces of fancy clothes. Like one's got a robe that's more of a skirt than a robe, because it doesn't like fit over their head well enough. It's too big. And like sashes and shawls and things. And then you see a much larger goblin sitting on the throne, very large extended stomach, even though his legs seem a lot smaller, like maybe they couldn't hold him if he was standing up. And he wears just the most over-the-top crown you've ever seen. It's the classic gold bands that loop up, and there's like red velvet underneath it. And like it has a little like it looks like the top of a bishop from chess pieces, one of those little nubs, and long stringy white hair. As you come in to this door and it closes behind you, Well, now we've got guests to finally come visit the big goblin tribe. Look at these people from the town. Where do you hail from, friend? Who are you, friends?
Again, I'll take a couple steps forward, remaining a respectable distance away. Bow deeply and say, "If it pleases your Majesty, King Squelch, I am Benjamin, and these are my companions. And I motion to Siegfried and Kevhorn.
Do your companions have names then, or are they just your confidants, as they were?
My name's
Siegfried.
Frigseed.
Frigseed, and what's the gentleman over here?
Siegfried currently at this point is just looking down, very sullen, and just whispering chants to himself and hoping that he isn't forsaken, and is not really paying attention to what's going on around him.
Oh, a holy man. Well, we don't need to be such formalities here. We're friends. Friends of... Where are you from?
We come here from Neverwinter. The guard captain had
Yes.
questions for you.
Oh, did he? And he sent you lovely... friends of Neverwinter's are friends of me. King
Indeed.
Squelch of the goblins, of the tortoises.
And I'll approach and hand him the missive.
Oh, look at this fancy paper. Very official. What's it say?
As I'm sure your Majesty can see, we have noticed some of the crops and livestock around the city have gone missing or been stolen. The guard captain is wondering if you had any information about it. We don't suspect you had anything to do with it. Just curious if you had any information about it.
As I read here, of course. We have information. Why would he think the goblins have information?
Simply due to your nomadic nature and living outside of the city, you would see more things than many of the guards would see inside of the city.
Yes, of course. We've come to live outside of their walls. We had to move as of recent. Got pushed out of our norm. We used to live on the other side of the forest, believe it or not.
Really?
Really?
What pushed you out of the forest?
Well, not out of the
Well-
forest, around the forest. The tortoises have a hard time coming through the trees, let me tell you.
Sure they do.
It was a long journey getting over here, I tell you that much right now. He's like putting the missive behind him. And like using it as it's just a piece of paper, but he puts it like behind his back and like leans against it like it's going to give him some kind of support. Oh, yeah, no, the damn thing happened over there. Poor tortoises. We had to get them out. Have you ever tried to herd tortoises
I have
away from danger of things trying to kill them?
No, what danger were you
Oh,
encountering?
God, they were just trying to...
I'm sure. I guess that is their main defense, so it would be hard to get them to move then.
Yes. The old girls. They're getting up in age, too. We've had them for... We started... Oh, God, when did we start living on the tortoises? Been years at this point.
What was living on the other side of the forest that made you move, Your Majesty?
Oh! Well, it wasn't that they were living there up to that point, because we were living there.
Of course.
And then they started moving in. Damned things. What?
What were they?
Oh, giants. Giants coming in from the west. Big old hill giants. Dumb bastards moving in, trying to eat our tortoises. We had to hit them with sticks as they're trying to eat our tortoise, and our tortoises just moving. They're trying to schmoove, but they ain't got them.
How? That sounds terrible. How long
It
ago did that
was. You should have been there.
Seems like it's a bit too fearsome for my nature.
Oh, fearsome indeed. Fearsome indeed.
How long ago did this happen?
Oh, about, you know, time is a strange thing when you don't know how to calculate it. Many days. I think you folk in town call it months, maybe multiple months. Whew, those tortoises, they have a hard time moving. If those giants really wanted, they could have kept up. They could have kept up. But the tortoises still, even outside the shell, aren't the easiest thing to get through. They're pretty thick skin, you know. Can't bully these tortoises.
No, I'm sure you can't. Have you had any trouble from the giants since then, since they forced you to move?
No, they haven't been coming around here too much. Well, we kind of keep to the tortoises so that they can't really get at us. I haven't really seen them either, though. They don't seem to have made their way over this way yet. Hopefully that stays that way, am I right? I don't want them coming over here, because then our tortoises have to move again, and it's another multiple many-day groupings.
Indeed.
Off of our time.
I would just, if they have moved in, there has, again, been quite a bit of issue with livestock and crops being taken.
That's
I would
a
just...
damn shame.
Yes, I would just warn you to be on the lookout in case they are still ranging out, looking for food.
Of course, we'll be ready to mobilize at a moment's notice. We'll move around back to the other side of the forest. Oh, God, we don't have much place to go.
Indeed. Seeing that Siegfried is probably still in his chance, just kind of like look over at Kev Horn if he wants to ask anything, or... Well, this has been very useful. Thank you for this information.
You're trying to leave already.
We need to get back and report to the captain as soon as possible. If there are giants nearby, they need to be alerted.
That's very true. I can't have you leave without partaking in a goblin custom. It's to show sign of friendship. You can't just leave without it, you know. You'll be friends of the goblins of the tortoises forever.
I'm afraid I don't know what that custom is. What is it?
Oh, you'll love it. Needle and Norkel, bring in the shoes, please. These two goblins run off, and they come running back. One of them has 5. No, not 5. I see another icon. I think there's 5 of you, 4 of you. They bring back 4 shoes and this large jug, and they hand each of you a shoe. It's still like this old ratty shoe, and they hand one to the king. It's like, all right, now we just have them pour in the rum and we drink it real quick, and then will be a sign of friendship. They call it a shoey.
A shoey?
Yeah. It will be great friend. You can be here anytime after that, because we're goblin friends now of the tortoises.
I am so sorry, King, but me frig seed am allergic
Did
to
you
rum.
get a concussion earlier, or what's happening over there?
I forgot.
He's... Don't worry about him. I don't. From what Freak Seed, it doesn't. He doesn't drink rum. It does funny things to him. something else
That's
be
the best
used?
part of rum. Is funny things happening to you.
Not everyone
You
enjoys
drink
it.
enough of it, you get to the highest tower on the back of a tortoise, and you jump off and see what happens.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
It is a lot of dead goblins.
I'm
It's usually what happens.
shocked that that's the outcome.
Yeah. You think something a little different happened? It does. It does not. I mean, if he has to use like water or something, that's fine. As long as it's from the shoe.
You have a water flask on you, Freak Seed, don't you? If not, you can borrow mine. I unhook my water skin and hand it to Kevhorn. Here, it's still, we still got enough for a shoey in there.
Sorry, was this water blessed?
Freaksy,
don't-
do you hate me?
No. It's just I have a very specific diet.
Well, come here, and I'll bless it quick for you.
It needs to be blessed by a hag.
Oh, my grandmother's a hag, so I'm part hag.
We don't want to offend anyone, do we, Freak Seed?
Siegfried is just going to look down at his shoe and just say, Ilmater, please forgive me. And he's going to cast Purify Food and Drink, and then he will knock back the shoe.
Getting to it already. Very good. The other two of you, I'm waiting. I want to join my new friends and drink.
You know what? Give it up. He'll snatch the water out of your hands and put it into the shoe. You first.
This water's just sopping out of the shoe.
Of course. Benjamin knocks it back.
Maybe
It's really
you should
pretty
have. Okay, hold on about that. We need to talk after this.
Here, I'll take another. And I'll pour myself another. Come on, we'll do it together. Cheers. And I'll cheers to the king as well.
Cheers. I like this guy. What was your name again? Benjamin?
Benjamin, yes.
Oh, very good.
Benjamin.
Quick question. How close is Kevhorn to Siegfried?
I'd say you guys are all really close to each other, so.
If that is the case, everything has been purified around us because it's within a 5-foot radius. If
Oh.
I mean, I still don't like the shoe part. Hey, your Majesty, what is that over there?
What?
Does he look over?
Do a deception check.
Can I give him disadvantage on that?
Not unless you have like some kind of feature.
I'm gonna say, because Kevhorn's half elf too, correct?
Yeah.
I'm gonna whisper in Elvish, just drink out of the shoe, you won't die. Just do it.
Okay, let me roll for disadvantage.
I don't know if that qualifies to give you disadvantage.
Yeah, that's up to you.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I rolled a 21.
What? Where?
He just like looks at the stone wall because there's no walls in this room.
And I just throw it over my shoulder and make it look like it's a drink.
Oh, I didn't see anything over there. Maybe it's gone.
Crazy. But hey, look, I went through with it.
Oh, well, now we're all friends of goblins and of the tortoises.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is so cool. We don't have people visit us very often. And I just enjoy the camaraderie of all of you here. You're welcome back anytime you want to stay with the goblins of the tortoises.
Yeah.
Thank you for that incredibly kind offer.
Of course, of course. Yes.
Again,
May you be
unfortunately,
blessed by the goblin gods that our customs come from. Yes. Unfortunately, what?
again, just to get back to the city before it is too dark, we do need to head out soon.
Of course. You get squabble back to your city. Don't be passing around our customs. That's a goblin thing only. Thank
Our
you.
lips are sealed.
Of course. Well, Benjamin, Frigseed, Silent Man, you have a good trip. Thank you for stopping in. May the giants not eat you in this night, and may you join us again on the backs of tortoises.
Same to you, my friend.
And as you like turn to leave, you feel like the ground shifting under you as the tortoise is starting to stand up. And it begins to step, but it's moving slow enough that you feel it moving, but you're able to move outside, where you see the one goblin. He didn't get his name. You got Roy, but not the other one. Is sitting down with Huey, and is like picking up his feathers one by one. And Huey is like sitting inside of the helm as it's upside down on the ground. He's just picking up his feathers one by one and sending them back down.
This is getting pretty weird, but it wasn't weird enough for me to tell you.
Okay. I mean, if you're cool with it, whatever, bud.
I'm not cool with it, but it's not bothering me either.
I mean, I just drank rum out of a shoe, so we're kind of in similar positions.
I'd rather have this happen.
Siegfried's gonna inch closer to Benjamin. He'll just say, what if my god forsakes me?
Let's get off the back of this turtle first, and then we can speak more of that.
Okay.
Get solid ground beneath us once again.
You hear the door swing open behind you, and it's one of the tenants that was up with the king, and you hear from the inside being yelled, "There's a wet spot on the floor in here. Did one of you pee by accident?"
Yeah, I think Freak Seed got a little excited after he took the shoey. He's not very good at keeping his bladder intact.
He must have had the spirits run through him, the goblin spirits, letting him know the shoey is the way. All right, I just wanted to know, and make sure nobody's having accidents, but they did.
It could be this rum, but what I thought I saw happen was.
What did you see happen?
You feel three sharp pokes on your ass.
Now, friends, we don't want to. I believe my silent companion perhaps had a revelatory experience inside of there. He needs to decide what that means for him. Again, we witnessed a very important act in there. We're still coming to grips with its significance.
This stuff has a real strange aftertaste, let me tell you.
It's the shoe. I'm trying to hustle everyone down this ladder before anything else is said.
you make your way down this ladder, and you step off as the tortoise continues to walk through the rest of the tortoises. And you start making your way back to town, unless you have conversation to have during this time.
I do sincerely put an arm around Siegfried and say, now, what has you so concerned? Obviously, you told a lie. What about that then, beyond the vow you spoke about before, has you so concerned?
Well, Ilmater had to suffer deeply for us, and I I don't want him to suffer because of my lies.
Is that I'm forgive me, I'm not familiar with the teachings of Ilmater. Is that are your wrongdoings passed on to him?
Yes, he's also known as the crying god. He weeps for all of us and takes all of our suffering for us.
In that case, I don't see how you saying your name in that way caused any suffering for anyone who heard it. There was no harm done by it. So any suffering that may have been passed on to your god would be fleeting, if any.
And a single tear just rolls down his cheek. And he'll say, I knew I made the right choice. With my brothers. Thank you.
I can't believe you guys drank out of a shoe.
I hug Siegfried because it feels like he needs it right now.
This tender moment as you're leaving the goblin tribe, as one just splats on the ground behind you. You make your way back to Neverwinter. And I assume head right to the guard post.
Yes, very much so.
Then they set you they get you in the same room as before, and they get the captain. He comes in the room you're back in one piece. That's good. So probably good news then. You figure out what's going on. Were the goblins taking the livestock, or why do you look like you've seen a ghost?
There's a giant encampment on the other side of the forest.
You see the same look on his face that Benjamin's had, just all the color flush out of his face.
See, don't you feel better after telling the truth?
Don't worry about that.
You say there's a giant there's a single giant, just
No.
two giants.
We followed the tracks of an Etin who was gathering cows for a chiefess of hill giants. And I saw 5 to 6, at least another 15 or so in the distance.
He like stammers for a moment, like stands up and gets to the door and opens this. Get all the guards back here now. We need to reinforce the town. Get them here. And he like closed the door again. We haven't had any kind of giants here. Do you know, are they hostile, or why are they here?
We didn't find out that much. They drove off the goblins from where they were on the other side of the forest. That's why the goblins have moved. Once we saw how many there were, we did not investigate any further.
Pills. Well, we can't take any chances. We have to make sure that we have all the precautions. What of? Damn it. I hate to ask you guys of more, but I can't spare any of my guards leaving the city at this point. I'll double what I was going to pay you. I'll triple what I was going to pay you if you can bring the word to a nearby town. There's a small town and they won't have much defenses. They need to be at least alerted. And we can send them some provisions to help them if they need to go into bunkering.
Yeah. For
Kevin
triple
was all
pay,
for it.
yeah. Sending a message for triple pay, yeah.
I think as part of that as well, we'll take our initial payment now, and
Of
then
course,
the
yes,
remainder
yes.
of it once the message has been delivered.
Yeah, yes, of course. Brother, can we expect you to join this journey as well, or do you have to get back to your...
There's much suffering going on, and I will join them on this journey.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yes, we'll get a cart ready for you. We can... I don't want to wait till morning, but it's getting late already. We might have to wait. How do you feel about traveling at night? Are you...
I
mean, add a little something. Maybe quadruple.
if we're on a cart, that will make traveling at night easier. Others of us can rest as we are continuing to drive.
Of course, yes.
This certainly is pressing.
Yes, very much so. All right, we'll get the cart ready for you, and you guys can make your way towards Phandelver.
Okay. Sorry, that's not in character.
I was gonna say, when you hate
No.
Phandelver.
No, there's absolutely not in character. Sorry.
They need the notice so they can get ready. They don't have the defenses we do, so we can send up some provisions.
Okay. Yeah. I need to leave a couple messages with people, and then I'll be back here by the time the cart is ready.
All right. Yes. Any of you who have people you need to tell, things to gather, do so, and we'll have it ready within the hour.
Yeah. I walk out the door.
All right. As the three of you head off to gather your things and get ready for this journey, is where we'll end our first session. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Big things at play right off the rip. Not what I expected. I didn't expect to get this far today, but I'm excited we did. So, yes, be sure to follow all of my players that want you to follow them at their various socials and content creation outlets, as well as all the Swindler's Den socials, and here on YouTube, where again you can also see our other campaign, Curse of Strahd, on Fridays. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining us for this episode, first episode. We hope to see you in the next one, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.